Now, in this lecture, we will talk about oxidation of phenols, right? Generally, it is observed that if phenol is allowed to stand in air for a long time, it will acquire a red or a pink color, right? What could be the reason? It's because these phenols, right? Phenol is an easily oxidizable compound. It gets easily oxidized even by atmospheric oxygen, atmospheric air, right? To form colored compounds, right? To form some compounds that we'll see in a reaction that gives it a red or a pink color. That is why phenol, on standing for a long time, it acquires pink or a red color, right? So phenol with atmospheric oxygen, phenol is oxidized to benzoquinone, right? We call this compound as benzoquinone, right? This benzoquinone, on standing, when phenol is allowed to stand, this benzoquinone, which is formed as a result of oxidation of phenol, will react with excess of phenol, right? It will react with excess of phenol, you can see this, to form addition products, which we call as phenoquinones, right? Whenever you see two oxygen atoms, it's quinone, right? Just remember that. So this is your benzoquinone. You can see you have a benzene ring and you have two oxygen. So this is benzoquinone, right? So when this benzoquinone will react with excess of phenol, right? It reacts, or it forms hydrogen bonding with excess of phenol. Basically what happens is, right, this phenol, right, will form hydrogen bonding with other phenol molecules to form addition products, which we call as phenoquinone, right? This phenoquinone has brilliant red or pink color, right? You can see this. This is your phenoquinone. It will react with excess phenol, that is with other phenol molecules, right? Here you have phenol, here you have phenol. It makes bond, right, basically with phenol molecules, right, or it gets connected to the phenol molecules via hydrogen bonding, right? Hydrogen bonding is shown via these dashed lines. You can see you have because we know that the condition for hydrogen bonding is you need to have a highly electronegative element. Here a highly electronegative element is oxygen, right, and you have hydrogen, so it can form hydrogen bond, right? So you have hydrogen bonding between benzoquinone and your phenol molecules, and they together will form addition products called as phenoquinones, right? Phenoquinones that have brilliant red or pink colors. That is why phenol acquires red or pink color on standing in air, right? This is the reason, right? And remember, you have hydrogen bonding between benzoquinone and your phenol molecules, and they together form an addition product, phenoquinone, right? Now let's look at other reactions. With alkaline KMnO4, we know alkaline KMnO4 is a strong oxidizing agent. With alkaline KMnO4, your phenol ring will get ruptured, right? Will break, and it will form tartaric acid. It can form oxalic acid also. It form tartaric acid and your carbon dioxide, right? I repeat this. You can see this is a phenol molecule. This alkaline KMnO4 is a strong oxidizing agent. It will rupture the phenol ring, right? This we know that this is your phenol ring, right? This phenol ring will get ruptured with this alkaline KMnO4 to form tartaric acid and CO2, right? The other reaction is with a strong oxidizing agent, alkaline potassium persulfate, K2S2S8 persulfate, right? This is the formula, K2S2O8. Remember the formula. With K2S2, when you treat phenol with K2S2O8, that is potassium persulfate, here potassium persulfate, one phenol group will be introduced at the para position, right? Now if your para position is already occupied by some other group, say methyl group, then this OH group will take ortho position. Why it will not take ortho position preferentially? because possibly of steric hindrance. You have more traffic here that makes the molecule unstable. So it preferentially will take ortho position. Right? Now if ortho position is occupied, it will take para position. Right? You can see this. This is your phenol. Phenol in presence of this strong oxidizing agent in sodium hydroxide. Remember, we take potassium. This is your alkaline potassium persulfate basically. So you have sodium hydroxide here. Phenol in presence of alkaline potassium persulfate will introduce another OH group at para position. Now if your para position is occupied, this is the name of this compound is your quinol. When you have two OH groups, this is your para quinol. Right? Or we call it as P para dihydroxy. Right? P dihydroxybenzene. So you have, now suppose this para position is occupied, as I said earlier, this is occupied, you can see you have a methyl group, and when you have OH and methyl group, we call this compound as para-cresol. Right? This, in presence of potassium persulfate, it will introduce OH group in this time at ortho position, right? Because this is occupied. To form 4, you can see this is 4th position, 4-methyl, 1,2-dihydroxybenzene. Right? Know how to name these compounds, right? By numbering and basically by IUPAC system. So this reaction is known as Elb's persulfate reaction. We call it as Elb's persulfate reaction. This is the name of this reaction. Right? Elb's persulfate reaction. Just remember the name. Right? So you have 3 ways of oxidation, which we have learnt here. Atmospheric oxidation to form benzoquinone, which reacts with excess of phenol to form addition products via hydrogen bonding, which we call as phenoquinones, which have brilliant red or pink color, and that is why phenol on standing for a long time in air will acquire pink or red color due to the formation of phenoquinones. Right? Then you have the other oxidation reaction is with alkaline KMnO4, where your phenol ring will get ruptured to form tartaric acid. The another reaction is Elb's persulfate reaction, where phenol in presence of alkaline potassium persulfate will introduce another OH group at para position, and if para position is occupied, it will introduce your group at ortho position. Right? I hope all this is clear. Thanks.